Well, a couple of things. First of all, the Dow is crashing today. All stocks are down seriously, but the Dow is fluctuating between being down 300 points to 312 points. And, of course, there's another thing happening here. There is a new FDA-approved swallowed pill that's a way to do a colonoscopic exam by swallowing this pill. I urge everybody to demand swallowing this pill. It's driven by battery. There's no radiation. And it will do the same thing the colonoscopic exam does with no risk of being punctured, no radiation. And so everybody wants to dump the colonoscopic exam. I mean, dump it. Do your own screening with a occult blood test, which you can get from a pharmacy without a prescription. Do your own occult blood test. So you're looking for blood. If you see blood, you want to demand that pill, which is swallow it, and they get back the equivalent of a colonoscopic exam. And it will shut down the most dangerous part of screening, which is the colonoscopic exam. Killed Andy Rooney. Yeah, if you look at his obituary, it says, Mr. Rooney died from complications of a minor medical procedure. Wasn't minor for him. The colonoscopic exam killed him. Okay, so that's the breaking news here. Then there's a letter to the editor, I'm assuming, to the New York Times today, and it says, we need GMO wheat. Well, you got to laugh at this one. And, of course, they're talking about adding drought-resistant and bug-resistant and chemical-resistant genes from rye plants into the wheat. And so it's going to make it a double whammy for people who are gluten intolerant. And that's why GMOs are dangerous, because it does accelerate the damage and magnify the symptoms of damage from gluten intolerance, because they use rye genes to make it a genetically modified wheat. Now, the letter to the editor here says, we need GMO wheat because wheat growers are losing out in the market against soy and oats and soybeans, because these are the things that are fed to livestock. And because they're fed to livestock, it doesn't reach the political fray as does wheat. Well, give it up. Get used to it. Get over it. Get over wheat. Just because a bunch of people said that whole grain breads and wheat was good for you for 50 years, it doesn't mean anything. Look at Steve Jobs. He died at 56, a billionaire, a high-techy guy, very knowledgeable in marketing. And yet he believed that nonsense, and it gave him pancreatic cancer, and he died because the doctors tried to give him chemotherapy instead of nutrition. Well, this is a very interesting article, and they're begging people to not discriminate against GMO grains because it'll help the wheat farmers. Well, let them do something else. When the car came along, everybody who had a boarding stable for horses and made saddles and bridles and broke wild horses to being tamed so they could be used to pull wagons and plows and things, their jobs went away. When computers came along, the elevator operators' jobs went away. The guy who came out and checked your oil in your car and did your windshield and then filled your tank went away. Now you swipe your own cards. You punch your own. Even little 3-year-old kids know to punch the numbers on the elevator, what floor to get to, because the computers in the elevators. And everything is going to, even the military, which normally gets as many people as they want, now they laid off 100,000 people. The military laid off 100,000 people in the last 2 months, and the worst hit when it came to personnel was the Air Force, because they're going with unmanned drones now instead of 5-man crew airplanes. And, of course, there's safety in that. You don't want to be shot down over enemy territory with 5 pilots and navigators and co-pilots and stuff like that and have to deal with negotiating and torture and all that kind of thing. Unmanned drones are better. But just think about it. Everything is kind of going away. Even mail. After the election, there's going to be 250,000 postal employees fired. Why are they waiting until after the election? Because no elected official has the guts to do it before the election. Now, what's happening here is this. Nobody writes a handwritten 3-page letter anymore and mails it first class because everybody's doing emails. Everybody's texting, tweeting, Facebooking, YouTubing, MyTubing, everybody's tubing, right? Everybody's doing that. Selfing. All this stuff is going crazy. Just think about it. Macy's closed 30% of its stores and fired 10,000 employees last month. Same thing is happening with Target, Walgreens, JCPenney's. Montgomery Ward's went away. Borders went away. Barnes & Noble is struggling. I mean, all these places are being replaced with technology. And this is called singularity. This is called singularity, where men and women in the workforce are being replaced with robots and computers and technology of all kinds. Blockbuster went away because of Netflix. I mean, it's endless. The stories are endless. So I want you to think about this. There's 92 million people right now unemployed in the United States between the ages of 16 and 60. 92 million. They're getting welfare, they're getting food stamps, they're getting disability, and they're getting unemployment. There's many of them who are sort of nasty people, and I don't know what the percentage is, 2%, 5%, 10%, and they're gaming the system, they're getting all of it. And you, the working person, is paying for everything. What I want you to do is go to these people that are being laid off and say, look, we can help you with your health, but we can also help you with an income stream. We can get you tax breaks that billionaires get for a one-time fee of $10. That's right, a one-time fee of $10. Ask your longevity associate how we can help you. And we help you, we can save America. We'll be back after these messages. Okay, Doug, what pearls of wisdom do you have for us today?
I thought we'd talk a bit about probiotics, as I've got a story here headlined, Probiotics May Help Prevent Infant Gut Disorders. They say providing probiotics or the good bacteria to healthy infants shortly after they're born may reduce the development of gastrointestinal disorders and prolonged crying episodes later in life, according to this Italian study. They said that in the study, the newborns received a daily dose of the probiotic Lactobacillus reuteri, and they say that fewer episodes of inconsolable crying or colic, constipation, and regurgitation or reflux at age 3 months compared to newborns given a placebo. Say the probiotics also had benefits in terms of reducing healthcare expenses, such as emergency department visits or money lost when parents took time off work. On average, families with infants who took the probiotics saved about $119 per child. And according to Dr. William Munoz, a co-director of gastroenterology at the Department of Miami Children's Hospital, he was not involved in this study. He says currently doctors do not recommend that probiotics be given routinely to infants. They say infant colic or gastroesophageal reflux and constipation are the most common gastrointestinal disorders that require infants to visit the doctor in the first few months of life. And in the study, Dr. Flavia Indrio of the University of Barrio Aldo Moro in Italy, they randomly assigned 554 infants born at a full term to receive a few daily drops of Lactobacillus reuteri. I'm probably not saying that right. And they say mixed with oil or just an oil mixture. That was the placebo. Parents nor the doctors knew which kids got the treatment. And the parents were keeping diaries about vomiting episodes, bowel movements, and episodes of inconsolable crying, and the number of pediatrician visits. After 3 months, they said the average duration of inconsolable crying per day was 38 minutes for those infants who got the probiotics versus 71 for those that got the placebo. And they say that the episodes of regurgitation was 2.9 for those that got the probiotics versus 4.6 for the placebo group, and bowel movements for those that got the probiotics 4.2 versus 3.6. And according to the doctor that led the study, say the exact reason for the beneficial effect of probiotics in infants is not known. I bet you know, Doc.
Yeah, well, of course, the probiotics, the good bacteria, crowd out the bad bacteria. It's just that simple. They tend to flourish in the gut environment, which over time, over eons, they've been developed in animal and human intestines, and they are the preferential bugs to be in there, and they produce some vitamin B12 and other things. You notice they relieve symptoms because the kid still cries for 30 minutes as opposed to 60 minutes and so forth. And, of course, we have wonderful probiotics. We got wonderful probiotics, longevity in the triple treat chocolate. Now, probiotics is wonderful. And then also we have the root beer belly. I mean, this is a great way to introduce probiotics to kids because it tastes like a root beer float. It comes in a little package. You could actually take like a quarter of a teaspoon and mix it in with baby formula and stuff like that right out of the get-go. And or rub some of this on the woman's breast if they're breastfeeding the baby. I just get normal skin bacteria when they can also get some good probiotics and so forth. And so absolutely. But when you have a colicky baby and they're constipated, you better get them off of gluten. No wheat, barley, rye, and oats. So they're being breastfed. The mother must be gluten-free. No wheat, barley, rye, and oats. Remember the monologue here. In fact, I was getting gluten here myself not too long ago. I couldn't figure out where it was coming from. I went to a fast food place and I was getting a vanilla shake. It was real ice cream. And I asked him, do you put anything else in there? They said, well, yeah, we have this powder we put in. And I read the label. It was rye malt, barley malt. Okay, guess what? I had to stop drinking those malts, those shakes, because I didn't know they had it in there until I asked. We'll be back after these messages. Now, Doug, let's go to callers.
Let's head to Orange County, California, and Javier, you're on with Dr. Wallach.
Hello, Javier, you're on the air.
Hi, Doc. This is Javier. I, number one, at Carson last January 11th said that your fight is my fight, your mission is my mission. I'm totally committed to you. I hope you remember.
Well, vaya con Dios, amigo.
Thanks. Listen, I have a friend that is about 55 years old. He's about 180 pounds, and he cannot get out of bed because of his arthritis and kidney problems. He wears like a weightlifter's belt, about 4 inches wide because of his kidneys hurt.
Okay,
and,
now is he on dialysis?
No, he's not. He doesn't believe in doctors. He doesn't want to get close to doctors,
Okay, very smart. That's probably why he's still alive. Okay. So what we wanted him to do, does he have diabetes,
No, he didn't mention that. I don't think.
Okay, so he's got arthritis and back pain, which he's attributing to his kidneys.
Correct.
One thing he could do is send somebody to the pharmacy. They can get some actually test strips called multi-sticks, and he can pee in a clean glass and stick that multi-stick in there and hold it up against the label and read they'll have about 5 or 6 values. It'll tell me if he has any blood in there, any protein. It'll give him the pH. It'll give him all kinds of stuff, right? And it's called a multi-stick. It's a multi-stick, M-U-L-T-I, stick, S-T-I-C-K. And what it is, it's a urine test strip. It'll see if there's sugar in there, and he can tell all kinds of stuff with that multi-test strip, okay? Multi-stick. It's a urinalysis test. It's a test strip. I think they come 10 in a bottle. It's like $15. It's $1.50 for each one. So you can do that and give me that information. In the meantime, let's get him started. It's at 180 pounds. I'd give him 2 Healthy Start packs per month. That's 1 ounce of the OsteoFX Plus at breakfast and dinner, 2 scoops of the Beyond Tangerine 2.0 for breakfast and dinner, 3 of the EFA Plus as a breakfast and dinner. All that will be accomplished by the 2 Healthy Start packs per month. And then for the arthritis, I get him 2 large bottles of glucogel and take 15 of those glucogel a day, 5 at breakfast, 5 at lunch, 5 at dinner. That's designed to support and promote maintenance, repair of cartilage, ligaments, tendons, connective tissue, disc between the vertebrae, bone makes bone itself. And for the kidney stuff, if it's truly the kidney stuff, he can get the ultimate daily tablets. Have him take 3 of those at breakfast, 3 at dinner. That's 1 bottle a month. And then call me as soon as he does his own urinalysis test. And call me every 2 weeks, Javier, and let me know how this guy's doing. We'll be back after these messages.
Let's head to North Carolina. And Don, you're on with Dr. Wallach.
Well, Don, you're on the air.
Dr. Wallach, it's a pleasure to speak with you.
Thank you. You have to speak up just a little bit, sir.
Okay.
That's better.
I just wanted to tell you that I just joined Youngevity recently under the...
Thank you, and congratulations.
And I've got a question regarding my son who serves the military. He's 28 years old, and he was recently diagnosed with a condition called hyperprolactinemia. And
I missed that. What?
Hyperprolactinemia.
Okay, hyperprolactinemia. Okay.
Yes, sir. And
now, wait a minute. Does he have gynecomastia? Does he have enlarged breasts? Is he dripping milk?
No, sir. No, sir. But
how does it manifest itself?
It's manifested itself in a condition also called hypogonadism.
Okay, I gotcha.
And so it's where his pituitary gland is producing much more prolactin than he does, and it's affecting his love life at this point in time.
Yeah, and which is a female hormone, and women make testosterone, and males make estrogen and progesterone. And usually when this sort of thing happens, there's malnutrition going on, and receptor cells don't receive the right messages. all the glands, whether it's the pituitary, the thyroid, the testicles, the ovaries, adrenal glands, everything's kind of running amok here because there's not enough nutrition going in there. Now, let me ask you a couple of questions. When your son still lived at home before he left to go into the military, did he have any skin problems, any eczema, dermatitis, or psoriasis?
No.
None, okay. Did he have asthma as a kid?
No.
Okay, good. Did he ever have any belly problems, any constipation, diarrhea, anything like that?
Probably occasionally.
And this was as a kid?
Yeah, as a kid. He was pretty healthy. He did suffer from recurring headaches, like migraine headaches that would just...
I got you. Disable him, probably, yeah. And do you have any other children?
No, he's an only child.
Okay. Let's see here. What about his mother? Did she have any health problems?
No.
None. Perfectly healthy woman.
She's pretty healthy, yeah.
Okay. Okay, very good. Well,
but I would like to tell you that I've had intestinal problems, and I
in this case you don't count.
Okay.
Because this isn't a genetically transmitted thing. This is an environmental thing that mothers pass on through cord blood and breast milk. It is passed on from generation to generation, but it is not caused by genetics. And so the male doesn't participate in this. Okay, males can get the problem, obviously, but they can't pass it on to their kids. It's not a genetic thing. So hang on, and we'll be back after these messages. Doug, let's go to callers. Oh, we're going back to North Carolina and Don. Look at my notes here. Now, Shar, this is one of your things. What I want to do is, what would you give Don's son, in addition to the 90, for his adrenal glands, thyroid glands, testicles, and pituitary? What would you give him?
I would give him the Ocean's Gold and the de-stress.
Okay. What would you give for the pituitary?
For the pituitary? Mm-hmm. That would be the HGH, right?
Perfect. You get an A+. You get an A+. Good girl. Okay, absolutely. Ocean's Gold is good for the thyroid gland. Okay, perfect for the thyroid gland. De-stress capsule is good for the adrenal glands because it actually has adrenal substance in it, as well as all the raw materials necessary for all the glands in your body to work properly. Then the HGH is going to be good for the pituitary. And then what would you throw in? I'll give you a hint. This is for the testicles themselves to produce more testosterone. This is the acronym for Pontiac.
Pontiac?
Yeah.
Oh, for more what do you call it? Estrogen is eggs.
No. Well, eggs, of course. For that's the diet. We're going to give him more eggs. But what was a very famous sports car, a highly prized Pontiac during our day when you and I were kids?
Oh, yeah, GTO.
GTO, you got it, girl. GTO it's an acronym for Get Turned On. Also, a Grand Touring. What was it? Grand Touring Auto, OTTO. I don't know. Grand Touring something. And it's just that combination will solve Don's son problem. So Don, give us a call every couple of weeks. The GTO, it comes in either capsules or one of those sticks you can tear the top off and put it in your drink. It has actually herbs that actually will increase testosterone levels. Just really neat stuff. And this is what it's going to take. And one healthy start pack per 100 pounds of body weight. And let us know how your son's doing. We're going to take care of our military personnel, our loved ones. And this is something that happens when people are eating egg beaters or scrambled eggs. It's 50% oil and 25% eggs and 25% something else, wheat powder or something. And it might not hurt for your son to get on a gluten-free diet, no wheat, barley, rye, and oats, no fried foods, no processed meats, no oil. And again, as Shar said, you want to give him per 100 pounds of body weight 6 eggs a day. So it weighs 150 to 200 pounds. It'd be 12 eggs a day. If he weighs 240, 250, it'd be 14, 15, 16 eggs a day. They got to be soft scrambled in butter, soft poached with soft yolks, soft boiled with soft yolks, and hair starts growing again, testicles start producing again, and the prolactin levels go down. Okay, Doug, let's go to callers.
Let's head to Texas. And Victoria, you're on with Dr. Wallach.
Hello, Victoria, you're on the air.
Yes, doctor. I want to say thank you for taking my call. It is a blessing to have you available to us. That's what I want to first off say. I'm calling in regards to my father. He is about 67 years old. And about 7 years ago, I want to say, he injured his arm in an elevator shaft on some drilling rig or something. And from then on, he pulled something in his arm, and it was never diagnosed. He went to the doctors and went through the whole procedure, and they said that he didn't have anything, that it was all in his head and whatnot. So his arm began to slowly deteriorate. Is what happened.
Okay, now wait a minute. Wait, you have to tell me what deteriorate means. Did his arm shrink? Instead of being 3 feet long, it got 2.5 feet long. Did he lose muscle mass in it? Did he lose bone mass? I mean, what does deteriorate mean?
He lost a lot of muscle mass in there, and I believe bone mass as well, because it just got a lot smaller than his other arm.
Okay, now let's stop there for a minute. Did he ever go to a chiropractor or a DO, an osteopathic surgeon, or a chiropractor?
Yes, sir, he did.
And what did they say? And what did they say?
They just kept telling him that nothing was wrong with him, that it was all in his head.
Even though his arm is shrinking, they said there's nothing wrong with him?
Yes, sir. All of them have said that. And apart from that, what it's gotten to now is that his arm severely shakes now. And now he talks with, he really can't say a full word. He kind of mumbles, and he walks like he's going to fall over. It's affected his overall body.
Stop. Okay, has anybody examined him for MS, multiple sclerosis?
No, sir. What he was diagnosed this last year, a few months ago, they told him that it was Parkinson's.
Okay.
And
all right. Well, that's similar. Parkinson's, MS, multiple sclerosis, Lou Gehrig's disease. Okay. So very, very good. And I would go with that. Okay. Now, obviously, when you have a shrinking arm, that is not typically associated with multiple sclerosis or Parkinson's or Lou Gehrig's disease. And there's nothing that says you can't have two things going on at the same time, right? A lot of people get arthritis, high blood pressure, diabetes, and periodontal disease and macular degeneration all at the same time. There's nothing that says over a period of time a 60 or 7-year-old guy can't have Parkinson's disease and a shrinking arm from some other issue. So we have to deal with both those problems, okay? What does your father weigh?
He weighs about, I would say 165, 170.
Okay, very good. Okay, Shar?
Yes?
Okay, dear, where would you start? Obviously, this guy's got, and you remember David Dietrich's.
Yeah, I do. He needs eggs, of course, but he also needs he needs a healthy bone and joint pack, 2 of them actually, and then he needs the Ultimate Daily to open up any plugged up arteries, assuming there are some. I'm sure there are.
Vascular problems in the brain. Yep.
And he needs to eat a lot of eggs every day.
Mm-hmm.
Rebuild the myelin and everything back.
Yeah, well, 165 pounds, I'd give him 12 eggs a day.
Yep, and that will help with the Parkinson's disease.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, and let's see here. What would you do? What would you do also from our line of products for the brain, other than the Ultimate Daily and the 2 healthy start packs? What would you give him?
Give him the de-stress and the HGH.
Okay, I'm sorry, not the 2 healthy start packs, the 2 healthy bone and joint packs. Yeah, I'd give him, absolutely. I'd give him the HGH. What was the first one?
De-stress.
Yeah, de-stress, very good. De-stress is perfect. I would also throw in the Smart FX. I'd give him 3 of those 3 times a day. The de-stress capsules 3 times a day, and that's going to cover metabolism, raw materials for actual production of neurotransmitters for memory, for things like motor neuron effectiveness and so forth, neurotransmitters passing on information to cell from cell. And then give us a call, Victoria, every couple of weeks. Let us know how your dad's doing. Got to deal with the diet, the supplement program, and don't forget the eggs. No bad stuff, no fried foods, processed meats, no oils, and no gluten, no wheat, barley, rye, and oats. Okay, we'll be back after these messages. We're back with Dead Doctors Don't Lie on the ZBS Radio Network. Dr. Joel Wallach here with Youngevity and 90 for Life Crusade. And just a quick breaking update here. The Dow has dropped to 336. It's dropped 336. And there's a little bit of a crash going on here, folks. So be aware. Pay attention, because Howard Schultz says the day of brick and mortar is over. There's going to be fewer jobs because of all these big businesses shutting down because of the Health Care Act. Nobody wants the penalties. Nobody wants to pay for this extra health insurance. So watch it. It's coming. Youngevity can fill in the blanks, provide income streams as well as health care. Okay, Doug, let's go to callers.
Let's head to San Diego, California. And Betsy, you're on with Dr. Wallach.
Oh, Betsy, you're on the air.
Hi, Dr. Wallach. My name's Betsy. Well, you just said that. I'm a brand new Youngevity CEO, and I'm calling for my sister. Thank you. And my sister, she's in Oregon, and I heard my mom on the phone with her laughing about saying, your sister has moss on her roof, and now she's got moss growing on her legs. And I said, what's going on, Pam? And she said, oh, well, I've got these red dots on my legs and flat patches, and the doctor says it's called lichen planus, like the moss. And he's told her it's an autoimmune disorder, and it's not caused by food. But I have a gluten intolerance, and I'm thinking
well, guess what?
He probably does. Yeah.
You're exactly right. You're exactly right. Mm-hmm. And, of course, what about your mom? Does your mom have any skin problems?
She has
rosacea on her face, dry skin?
No, she has dry skin, and she gets dermatitis from metals.
Well, there you go. Very sensitive to metals. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay, so you're gluten intolerant. You think your sister's gluten intolerant?
Yeah, she also has and she also has GERD.
Okay, well, there you go.
Yeah.
Okay, so here we go. Shar?
Yeah?
What would you do for GERD, reflux? What would you do for that?
Reflux, I would start out with the enzymes, ultimate enzymes.
Yep, perfect, ultimate enzymes, because it has stomach acid in it, because GERD, gastroesophageal reflux disease, is not acid reflux, it's lack of acid reflux, okay? And so, as Shar says, the ultimate enzymes does have stomach acid in it, and I'd have her take 1 or 2 of those 2 to 5 minutes before each meal with a couple ounces of water. I'd also, which probiotics would you recommend, Shar?
Personally, I think I would recommend the root beer belly because it tastes good.
Yeah, root beer belly is a great one, and if your sister also likes chocolate, she can use the triple treat chocolate. It actually has some probiotics in it. And then, does she have any other issues? Does she have any joint problems, muscle problems, back problems?
Yes. Yeah, I think she has a raging calcium deficiency because she was telling me the doctor's burning the nerves on her lower back with RFA, and she's got osteoarthritis and bone spurs. And
what does she weigh?
She is 165 pounds at 5'6". Okay,
Shar, what would you give her?
At that rate, I would give her 2 healthy bone and joint packs.
Perfect. That would give her 1 ounce of the OsteoFX Plus at breakfast and dinner, 2 scoops of the Beyond Tangerine 2.0 NutriCrystals, and 3 of the EFA Pluses twice a day. And, of course, also 2 large bottles. That will allow her to have 2 large bottles of the glucogel. Also, 1 would come with each of the healthy bone and joint packs, as Shar said. And that will allow her to have 15 glucogel a day, 5 at breakfast, 5 at lunch, 5 at dinner. And keep her away from gluten. That includes everybody in the household, the dog, the cat, the bird, the fish, a man in the house, mother-in-law, kids, because of cross-contamination, the food preparation services, the dishwasher, the laundry, the bed, the couch, the rug, everything. And so you do not want to have anybody in the household eating gluten outside the house or inside the house. And giving up bread and pasta is easy. But you want to get a hold of that CD called Serial Killers, so you can learn all the hidden glutens at. That's the stuff that gets you, that hidden gluten. Well, thank you so much, everybody. Really great testimonies and questions today. Thank you so much, Shar. Super job as usual. Thank you, Doug and Billy. Superlative job as usual. God bless each and every one of you. God bless our troops. God bless our Navy SEALs. And God bless America.